Understanding the exception handling. In this lesson, we are going to discuss about overview of exception handling. Let's begin our discussion by knowing what is meant by exception. In Java, exceptions are objects that define an abnormal condition that interrupts the normal flow of a program. The term exception refers to the error. In Java, errors are identified during compile time and runtime. Compile time errors are basic syntax errors, whereas runtime errors are exceptional. Class exception is derived from the base class throwable. Throwable serves as the base class for a whole family of the classes, declared in java.lang. Let's see a hierarchy to know how exception is derived. Here, class throwable has two direct subclasses, exception and error. Then, exception is separated into many subclasses like interrupted exception and runtime exception, etc. Then, runtime exception contains lots of subclasses. Similarly, class error contains subclasses like thread death and linkage error, etc. Now let's see the types of exception. Generally, exceptions are separated into two types. They are unchecked exceptions and checked exceptions. First, let's discuss unchecked exception. Unchecked exceptions must extend the runtime exception class, or arithmetic exception class, or null pointer exception class. Unchecked exceptions can occur anywhere in the program, but not compulsorily. But exceptions which extend the runtime exception class are called unchecked exceptions. Now let's discuss checked exceptions. Checked exceptions are exceptions that don't extend the runtime exception class. Checked exceptions are used to avoid a compile time error. For example, I/O exception is a checked exception. All the other exceptions belong to unchecked exceptions. Now let's discuss about exception handling. Exception handling is a mechanism for handling exceptions by detecting and responding to exceptions in a uniform and reliable manner. In Java, this is known as catching an exception. This can be achieved via 5 keywords: try, catch, throw, throws, and finally. Each block has methods to perform their own function. In the upcoming lessons, we will discuss about it in detail. In Java, there are plenty of exceptions available, but now let's have a look at some important Java exceptions. Here are some advantages of exception handling in Java. First one is separating error handling code from regular code, and next, propagating errors up the call stack, then grouping error types and error differentiation. For more information, please refer to this link.